I found out that I was the servant of the evil female supporting character. She bullied me every day. She wore jewelry for a while and then threw it at me, smashed her limited edition handbag on my forehead. She even gave me a villa to live in as if she was giving me charity. So the female lead spoke up to defend me, saying that the female supporting character had insulted my character and immediately got into an argument with her. I used a stone pan to knock the female lead unconscious immediately. Don't waste my time making money. Other people transmigrated into the female lead. As for me, I transmigrated into the little servant of the evil female supporting character. She ordered me to serve tea and pour water, bowing my head and bending my back. Being ordered around by her had become a daily occurrence for me. As a little servant, I had no freedom or human rights. I tried to resist, but unfortunately I failed. The reason for my failure was a bit hard to say. Lin Beibei, quickly go buy me a bottle of water. The evil supporting actress Chenling Xue sat on the chair, waving her hand to cool herself down, her fair skin flushed red from the sun. Even so, she insisted on staying at the basketball court to watch the male lead play basketball. Just to compare who was more sincere to the male lead between the female lead and the male lead. She was as stubborn as a buffalo. When she wasn't paying attention, I secretly rolled my eyes several times. When I heard Chenling Xue's words, my eyes almost cramped before I could finish rolling them. It was this commanding tone again, completely not treating me as a friend. I stared at her with resentment. Chenling Xue glanced at me with disdain, then took out a few 100 yuan bills from her pocket and stuffed them all into my hand. Hurry up and buy them, don't dawdle. The resentment in my heart suddenly flared up, but it all disappeared when I saw Mao Zedong. I rushed to the school supermarket at a sprinting speed. Chenling Xue never drank carbonated drinks, she only drank mineral water at school. And the most expensive mineral water at school was only 5 yuan a bottle. As a considerate servant, I knew that there would be another water delivery battle coming up. Chenling Xue definitely wouldn't give up, so I decided to buy 2 bottles of water. I didn't have to run again. It was 10 yuan in total. She immediately took out 10 Mao Zedong notes from her wallet. There were 990 yuan left. According to Chenling Xue's personality, she would wave her hand and say without any courtesy, "Consider it your errand boy's pay." 990 yuan as wages. It was really expensive. This was the biggest reason why I failed in my human rights protest. When I transmigrated into this book, the owner of this body had just hugged Chenling Xue's thigh. She was a little servant who was always ready to serve 24/7. Whenever Chenling Xue was unhappy, she would scold others without restraint. After scolding, she even made me go buy water. The reason was that she was tired from scolding and needed to drink water to regain her strength. At that moment, my fist was already itching. I almost raised my fist, intending to tell her why the sky was blue and the flowers were red. But Chenling Xue quickly pulled out a stack of Mao Zedong from her pocket. She stuffed it right into my arms. I feel much better after scolding. This is your mental compensation. Between receiving money and preserving my honor, I painfully chose the first option. I looked at the thick volume of Mao Zedong and estimated that it was almost 20,000 yuan. And the real owner of this body, Lin Beibei, was still living in an old thatched house. The roof was windy. At night, I only had mice and cockroaches as my companions. The first night in the thatched cottage, I was almost scared out of my wits, and it took the neighbor next door to press my philtrum to wake me up. When I first arrived here, I also wondered why each city, where land was as precious as gold, could have such poor places. It was truly so poor that it made people angry. After learning from painful experience, perhaps in order to improve her current miserable life, Lin Beibei really chose to be Chenling Xue's lackey. At first, I also wanted to have some courage. But there was no way. Chen Lingxue really gave too much. Just the wages for buying a bottle of water alone was almost 1,000 yuan. Every day, just going out to eat with the owner and paying for her was also almost 1,000 yuan. Not to mention going shopping with Chen Lingxue, not only did she voluntarily pay for all the expenses, but sometimes she even criticized me for dressing too shabbily and threw me a few new clothes. It was clearly a very touching act. But Chen Lingxue had a mouth. My dog's clothes are all several thousand yuan each, you're too shabby. She frowned, her eyes unable to hide the sarcasm. I felt offended. Before I could feel sad, I saw the tag hanging on the clothes she gave me. I was no longer angry. A set of clothes cost nearly 10,000 yuan, what else do I need? As a person, I can't be too greedy. It can be said that I will never find such a good job in my life. As for Tran Lang Tuet, she simply has a poisonous mouth, plus a simple mind. She never thinks when she scolds. People who don't have psychological endurance, it's really easy to turn against her. But I'm different. Being scolded and receiving money, and that amount of money is quite significant. In the end, Tran Lang Tuet scolded to her heart's content. I also received the money. I can go home to fix the roof. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. After buying water, I returned. Before I reached the playground, I saw a noisy crowd from afar. Everyone in the viewing area ran into the soccer field. People were jostling each other. The soccer field was chaotic. Moreover, there were occasional noises. It seemed like someone was fighting. The others were either watching the excitement or were afraid that something big would happen, so they tried to stop it. I immediately stuffed 2 bottles of water into my pocket, then quickly ran over. Needless to say, it was definitely Chen Lingxue and Nie Jiang who were fighting. One was brainless, the other was pretending to be serious. If these 2 people gathered together, it would really be Mars colliding with the Earth. Boom, boom, boom. It was true, I had to use a lot of effort to squeeze into the center circle. At a glance, I saw Chen Lingxue and Nie Jiang pulling each other's hair. The others tried to stop them, but didn't know what to do. Chen Lingxue, you have no morals. Originally, Nie Jiang had grabbed Chen Lingxue's arm. This noisy fight should have ended with her defeat. But Chen Lingxue was not someone who would give up easily. So without saying a word, she grabbed Nie Jiang's hair, and with her other hand, tightly grabbed the other party's ponytail, pulling it back. Nie Jiang naturally did not give up either. The other party did not follow the rules, so she also decisively rushed in and grabbed Chen Lingxue's hair. A head of hair that was as loose as seaweed had successfully turned into a crow's nest hairstyle under Nie Jiang's destruction. I really did not dare to look. I stood there, thinking about how to stop her. When Chen Lingxue saw me interjecting, she immediately shouted, "Lin Beibei, hit her for me." She did not follow the rules, and when she saw me, the little servant, coming, she called for my help. As for hitting, I did not hit. Anyway, before I could roll up my sleeves, the instructor rushed over. Former physical education teacher. He was 1m89 tall. Thanks to his long legs he pushed straight into the crowd. Then he grabbed Tran Lang Tuet and Nip Kwang, like he was grabbing chicks. Throwing one person to each side. Like the Queen Mother using a hairpin to mark the Milky Way, each side on one side. His hair was crow's nest and indecent. No one could tell that this was the female lead and the evil female supporting character of this world. Seeing that Chen Lingxue was about to go crazy, I quickly pulled her back and handed her the bottle of water in my bag. She had been scolding for so long, she would definitely be thirsty. As a considerate servant, I quickly opened the bottle cap and prepared to give her a drink to calm her anger. Chen Lingxue was furious and without saying anything snatched the bottle from my hand and threw it straight at Nie Jiang. Nie Jiang had long since trained his quick reactions from Chenling Xue. She leaned to the left and the opened bottle of mineral water just hit the instructor's forehead. The $5 bottle of water wet the instructor's shirt. The inside of the tank top was faintly visible. The instructor's face darkened. Chenling Xue didn't care much and continued to point at Nie Jiang's nose and curse. "Brother Wen doesn't care about women like you at all, you should quickly disappear." Just this one sentence. I was able to piece together the reason for the incident. Chenling Xue went to the basketball court under the blazing sun, wanting to cheer for her brother Wen. As a result, she couldn't stand the female lead's halo. Her brother Wen's eyes on the court only stopped at Nie Jiang's face. Plus the cheers from the players beside her. The two of them were ambiguous, punching deep into Chenling Xue's heart. Chenling Xue originally held the script of the evil female supporting character. Naturally she would go crazy on the spot, leaving no face for Nie Jiang. As for Nie Jiang, with her personality of hating evil and being as strong and kind as the female lead in the original work, of course, she wouldn't succumb to evil forces. So the two of them fought. One grabbed her hair, the other held her waist. The classmates beside her looked on in admiration. At this time, the plot of the book was still in its early stages, and according to the writing style of low-level first and high-level later, the instructor now defended Chenling Xue, then turned to blame Nie Jiang. "Since entering school, how many problems have you caused? Do you still want to graduate?" The instructor took the lead in favoring her. It was just that the way he looked at Chenling Xue was not very friendly. No one liked a spoiled young lady who would scold at the slightest provocation. But there was no other way. The young lady has money. As long as she is not satisfied, she can demolish the school building. Of course, the instructor also has to side with Chenling Xue. This obvious bias made Nie Jiang angry until her eyes turned red. She immediately covered her face and ran out of the field. In this battle, Chenling Xue won overwhelmingly, grabbing my arm tightly, as if wanting to dig her nails into her flesh. "Lin Beibei, who do you think is more beautiful between me and Nie Jiang?" "Not the same type. But they are both beautiful people. It can be said that they are equally talented. Otherwise, she would not be an evil female supporting character. But can I tell the truth?" Thinking back to the branded bag that Chenling Xue threw at me a few days ago, I asked the store clerk to take a look. It was probably worth around 1 or 200 million. "So, you are beautiful." I did not lie at all. Isn't the god of wealth very beautiful? And the type that shines from all sides. Chenling Xue was satisfied. Finally the corner of her mouth revealed a smile. But I don't know what she was thinking. She frowned and asked, "Then why doesn't Mr. Van like me?" Like I was coaxing a child. Thinking of the designer bag, I replied casually, "He's blind." Tran Lang Tuet immediately shook my hand away, glaring at me angrily. "Who gave you the right to badmouth my Mr. Van?" To tell the truth, I feel that this evil girl is not normal. It is clear that Chenling Xue has beauty and money, but she has to be a simp. She likes a male lead who only sees her as a little sister, and in the end causes all kinds of trouble, destroying herself. Why does it have to be like this? Even if she uses this bag, it is more than enough to support a bunch of young men in the house. Why does Chenling Xue have to hang herself on a tree? I really don't understand. Before I could finish mocking her in my heart, Chenling Xue couldn't stand the fact that I was badmouthing Chi-Wen, so she immediately took off her bracelet and threw it at me. TSK. A diamond bracelet worth tens of millions, just throw it away. A spendthrift. I put away the diamond bracelet, then happily ran after Chenling Xue, quickly coaxing this trickster. She is known as an evil female supporting character, but she is actually easy to coax. Chenling Xue scolded the female lead and I nodded. She said Chi-Wen was handsome and I nodded. she said I was stupid and I still nodded. I was just an emotionless nodding machine. It was good that the god of wealth was happy. Finally, the angry lady was relieved, so I immediately took out the diamond bracelet. Do you still need it? Tran Lang Tuet glanced at it with a disapproving look. It's already old after wearing it for 2 weeks, you can take care of it for me. I lowered my head to look. The diamonds reflected a dazzling light under the sunlight. I really couldn't see any old spots. It was clearly still able to blind me. To be honest, I had never seen so many diamonds in my life. After the fight, Qinling Xue finally kept quiet for 2 days. Coincidentally, it was my birthday. I don't know where she got the interest from, but she said she wanted to go to my house to take a look. In fact, it was just to conveniently meet Chiwen, who was as poor as me, with an empty house. As the male lead in the original work, he must have come from a difficult background, and in the end, he worked his way up and reached the pinnacle of his life. Therefore, Chiwen's image was that his family was very rich when he was young, and he could be said to be friends with Qinling Xue's family. Unfortunately, later on, his father was bewitched by his lover and kicked him and his mother out. Chiwen's mother passed away due to a serious illness. His father gave birth to another pair of twins and didn't care about Chiwen at all. He was arrogant. He completely refused to accept Qinling Xue's help. Chiwen also didn't lower himself to work part-time. If it weren't for the male lead's halo and he finally started a successful business, he would have starved to death at home. However, during this process, the simp princess Qinling Xue had always secretly helped Chiwen a lot, otherwise he wouldn't have been able to succeed so quickly. Unfortunately, the evil female supporting role could only ever be a supporting role. Chiwen's eyes had only stopped at Nie Jiang since he was young. But he absolutely refused to speak, and like all the male leads in TV dramas, he said to Qinling Xue, "Xiao Shui, I only see you as a little sister." His fucking little sister. I'd beat up anyone I met with that kind of man. As for Chiwen now, to be honest, he was even poorer than me. Back then, to pay for his mother's hospital bills, he even had to borrow quite a bit of money from his friends. He's still in the process of paying off his debts these past few years, and now he's really poor to the point of having nothing left. Nie Jiang is also poor. The male and female leads still have to be together for a few more years before they can turn around and escape the life of a singing farmer. So, initially thinking of choosing sides, I decided to hug the legs of the evil female supporting character Tran Lang Tuet. These past few years, I have been eating well and dressing well, and I have also been able to save a large sum of money. Otherwise, during this period of time, I would have followed Nip Kwang and been bullied, and even had to use my own money to support her. In the end, I could not say whether I would rise up with her or be treated as a stepping stone and stepped on in the mud. So I decided to choose the first option. I brought this young lady Qinling Xue home. 2 days ago, I spent 10,000 yuan to fix the roof, and conveniently bought a softer rubber mattress. Every day I was scolded, I was still very easily emo in the quiet night. I needed a better mattress to comfort myself. This house was now considered livable. Qinling Xue stood outside the door and looked in, immediately saying, "My dog lives in it better than this." I didn't say anything. Qinling Xue sighed, and threw me a small box from her bag. "This was originally a birthday present I was preparing to give you. But seeing your house like this, how about I give you a villa that I don't really like?" she said lightly. It seemed like she was just talking about giving me a very ordinary thing. My eyes immediately lit up. A villa? Can I live there in this life? I was just about to nod, when Nie Jiang appeared out of nowhere. Her whole body radiated a Holy Mother light, and she immediately criticized Qinling Xue. "Qinling Xue, we are all classmates. What right do you have to say that about Lin Beibei? After she finished speaking, she looked at me again. Lin Beibei, don't be angry. It's not our fault that we're poor. It's her fault. Her mouth only knows how to insult others. Me. To tell the truth, I wasn't angry at all. Because what Chen Lingxue said was the truth. I had been to her house before, and knew that her pet dog had its own room and 3 maids to take care of it. That house was lavishly decorated, the only thing missing was the lack of diamonds to decorate it. Compared to that, my house was a doghouse. At that time, I realized in my mind that Chen Lingxue's dog was living better than me. This was a cruel truth. She didn't mean to be sarcastic, she was just telling the truth. So I didn't see anything to be angry about. Chen Lingxue had the image of a vicious female supporting character, but she was only mean to the female lead. Although Chen Lingxue normally spoke a little thoughtlessly, had a bad temper, and was a little cool-headed. But Chen Lingxue didn't have the habit of offending others. She was simply telling the truth. Most importantly, Chen Lingxue had agreed to give me a villa. It was worth at least 10 million. Nie Zhang's sudden appearance could very well disrupt my plan to become a millionaire. Nie Zhang didn't agree. When she saw the pained expression on my face, she grabbed my hand and said very seriously, "We don't need charity, what's so big about a villa? Can a villa offend others? Giving away a villa, but not even letting people have a little fun?" I secretly mocked in my heart. Seeing that the two of them were about to fight in front of my house again, Tran Langtuet's eyes became increasingly unfriendly. The 10 million was about to leave me. I immediately covered Niep Kwang's mouth with my hand, so that she could only listen to Tran Langtuet. Niep Kwang struggled to escape my restraints. I quickly leaned close to her ear and said, "Don't say anything. Don't stop me from earning the 10 million. Otherwise, I will pull out a frying pan and beat you." Obviously, wherever the female lead is, the male lead will always be lurking nearby. According to the rules of the novel, this scene can be called the evil female supporting character and her henchman bullying the female lead. The male lead will appear after a countdown. Sure enough. Just as I put my hand on Nie Zhang's mouth, trying to shut her up, not letting her ruin my chance to become a millionaire. Then, the next second, Chi-Wen appeared from around the corner. He was also holding a book, and when he saw the 3 of us gathered, he immediately threw the book in his hand and ran over. While running, he criticized Chen Lingxue, "Are you bullying Nie Zhang again?" Chen Lingxue, who was standing by the side watching the excitement, was stunned. When she reacted, the expression on her face was truly pitiful. Nie Zhang finally pushed my hand away and stood together with the male lead. This scene once again deeply punched Chen Lingxue's heart. Seeing the unhappy look on this little fortune god's face, I also thought about how she had promised me $1 million villa. I, a little servant, was determined to become a good mediator. When Chi-Wen opened my mouth to criticize again, I took out a piece of bread from my pocket and stuffed it straight into his mouth. "Can you shut up? Just now, I was the one who covered Nie Zhang's mouth. If you want to blame me, blame me. I was just a small cannon fodder. It didn't matter if the male lead misunderstood me, I didn't lose any meat anyway. On the contrary, I could still gain favor in front of Chen Lingxue. Why not do it?" But Chi-Wen really had the male lead's head, and his perspective on the problem was really different. The way he looked at me was still friendly, and he even shook his head seriously. "No. If it weren't for her guidance, how could you do this?" Although it made sense, I really didn't want the female lead to ruin my good opportunity, so I covered her mouth. It really had nothing to do with Chen Lingxue. My mouth was faster than my brain, and I immediately scolded, "Are you sick?" Me. I was also very miserable. Every day when Chen Lingxue scolded me, I had unintentionally learned quite a few curse words. Nie Zhang saw me scolding Chi-Wen, and immediately couldn't sit still. She immediately stood in front of Jiwon and started criticizing me just as I had expected. Lin Bebe, how could you bow your head for that dirty money? $1 million villa. And you told me it was just dirty money? I looked at Nye Jiang and smiled. You're sick too. You can't earn that money. Don't stop me from earning it. The breakup was definitely not a happy one. Chenling Shua was misunderstood by the person she had always missed, Jiwon, and saw the backs of the two of them holding hands as they left. Chenling Shua pulled me, forcing me to listen to the sound of her broken heart. I pressed my head against Chenling Shua's body, listening to her strong heartbeat. To tell the truth, there was really no need for this. After all, her actions on the street were very easy to cause misunderstandings. Especially when on the other side of the street, there was a girl secretly raising her phone to take a photo. Her face was missing the 3 words, I shipped. It was really a headache. Chenling Shua was still immersed in her sadness. When the night fell, she decisively pulled me into a small bar next door. Chenling Shua waved her hand and ordered a table of drinks. Tonight, if you don't get drunk, you must cry with me for a while. After saying that, she immediately grabbed the corner of my shirt to wipe her nose. I also wanted to cry. The shirt cost tens of thousands. But then again, God of wealth's snot, it could probably bless me with wealth. I sat trembling in the corner of the room, watching Tran Lang Tuet show off each bottle of wine. During that time, there were a few times I also wanted to speak up to stop her. But every time I opened my mouth, Tran Lang Tuet would sweep her eyes like a knife at me. God of wealth was angry. The servants couldn't stand it either. I just had to wait until Tran Lang Tuet got drunk, then I would think of a way to take her home. She cried and complained. Occasionally she even burped. Boy, why do you think Brother Van doesn't like me? Me? Am I ugly? Chenling Shua immediately moved closer to me, blowing a breath of wine on my face. I quietly retreated. She pounced again, her lips pursed as she cried, but my chest is even bigger than Nye Jiang's. She's just an airport, what does Brother One like about her? After she finished speaking, she wanted me to prove it myself. I quickly waved my hand. No, no, no. It's not necessary. Otherwise, others would think we were doing something shady. Chenling Shua continued to cry, crying for a while before suddenly falling silent. Suddenly, she raised her head to look at me. Lin Bebe, today is your birthday, right? This arrogant young lady Chenling Shua suddenly remembered something. But she was clearly drunk. I felt a little dangerous. I nodded. Chenling Shua took out her phone to check the time, held onto the table and stood up unsteadily. Then she ran to the cashier to talk to the boss. I wanted to follow, but Tran Lang Tuet glared at me. Sit still and don't move. Then Tai had spoken, so of course I had to listen. I also lowered my head to check the time on my phone. 11:55. 5 minutes left. My birthday is almost over. I don't know what Chenling Shua mumbled. When she came back she hid her hands behind her back, smiling brightly. Didn't have time to buy a birthday cake, this is for you. After she finished speaking, she took out something from her hand. A piece of bread with a candle in it. It looked a bit ordinary. But my heart felt warm. Ever since I came to the world in the book, I no longer had any relatives by my side. This birthday for me could pass or not, but Chenling Shua still gave me a bit of a sense of ceremony. Others thought she was an evil female supporting character. But perhaps only I could experience it myself and see that she was like a spoiled girl. Chenling Shua wasn't bad, if only someone loved her. Chenling Shua burped again, hurry up and make a wish. Under her expectant gaze, I was moved, closed my eyes and prepared to make a wish. Chen Lingxue tapped the back of my hand again. I opened my eyes and looked at her. Tran Lang Tuet raised her face with both hands, smiling mischievously. I must be able to be with Mr. Van. Okay. The emotion just now immediately disappeared. I closed my eyes and started to make a serious wish. I hope one day, the silly girl beside me will meet someone who truly likes her. Chen Lingxue is so good, there will definitely be someone who loves her. After finishing my prayer, I opened my eyes. Chen Lingxue was lying on the table because she was drunk, half asleep. Her phone on the table suddenly rang, and a few big words appeared on the screen. A good brother is invincible in heaven and earth. I quickly picked up the phone. Hello, Chen Lingxue is drunk, can you come pick her up now? Handing Chen Lingxue over to her brother was definitely the safest. The other side responded with an and hung up. 10 minutes later, a man in a black coat pushed the door open and entered. Hearing the noise, I quickly turned my head to look. Oh, so handsome. Phoenix eyes, a high-nose bridge, naturally cold white skin carrying 3 parts of a cold temperament, estimated to be about 1.80 m tall, long legs that couldn't be hidden. As expected of good genes. Too handsome, the perfect DIY partner before going to bed. Perhaps because my eyes were too naked, he quickly located me, then walked in front of me. Lin Bei Bei? His voice was a bit low, sounding really pleasant. Yes, it's you. I'm Chen Jiang, Shue's older brother. Chen Jiang immediately introduced himself, turned around and saw his drunken sister, his handsome eyebrows furrowed. Why did you drink so much? I was just about to find a reason to help Chen Lingxue, but unexpectedly, Chen Jiang immediately understood my sister's thoughts. Going to find Chiwen again? It seems like he doesn't care about it at all. His face is hot but his butt is cold. Chen Jiang seemed angry because his sister didn't know her limits. He bent down to pick Chen Lingxue up. The sudden noise made her slowly wake up. Unfortunately, she was too drunk. Chen Lingxue's eyes were hazy as if she couldn't see clearly. Suddenly she laughed. Brother Wen, are you here to find me? Chen Jiang didn't pay any attention to her. Chen Lingxue immediately hugged her brother's neck tightly, smiling as she approached. Brother Wen, you still like me? Come on, let's kiss. Cough cough. I quietly covered my eyes, not daring to look. Chen Jiang's face wasn't very pretty either. He immediately turned his face away. While turning he shouted, I'm not your brother Wen, don't touch me. Obviously. The whole family were idiots. I'll take you home first. The stupid brother turned his head to look at me. I quickly waved my hand. No need, the road is very close, I can go back by myself. Tran Lang Tuet's stupid brother was very determined. In the middle of the night like this, a girl like you is not safe, I have to take you home myself. After speaking, Tran Tri Duong saw the bread with candles on the table. Then he raised his head to look at me again. Is it your birthday today? I shook my phone. To be exact, it was yesterday. Tran Tri Duong didn't say anything more. He carried his sister into the car, and even thoughtfully covered Tran Lang Tuet with a blanket. She took up the entire back seat. I could only sit in the passenger seat. After Tran Tri Duong let me tell him my home address, he didn't say anything the whole way. Until the car stopped in front of my house, I was about to unbuckle my seatbelt to get out of the car. He suddenly handed me a card. My sister has a hot temper. If you hang out with her normally, you might be at a disadvantage. This is my sub card. If my sister is unhappy or sad, I might bother you to stay with her. She has such a bad personality, she doesn't have many friends, she might need you to bear with her a little. If you guys go out somewhere, as long as it has something to do with Jiwen, you must remember to tell me in advance. According to normal procedures, I definitely cannot accept this card. But that card is so beautiful. I couldn't help but extend my sinful hand. Okay, I will take care of your sister. When I grabbed the card, I realized that I had come back to my senses. But it was too late, so what could I do? I could only follow nature. It was so troublesome. I opened the car door and stepped out. Chen Jiang's voice rang out from behind me. Forgot to add one more sentence, happy birthday. I paused for a moment. But I still didn't turn around, just waved at him and ran straight into my house. Even though it was a belated birthday wish, I was still very happy. After this incident, Chen Lingxue gradually began to reveal her true nature as a vicious female supporting character. Early in the morning, she pulled me back and began to share with me the bad things she planned to do. Nie Jiang bullied me like this, I absolutely will not forgive her. So what? Chen Lingxue smiled seductively. In 2 days, you'll have to wait and see the good show. Oh my. She even learned how to arouse curiosity. Chen Lingxue didn't tell me, so naturally I couldn't know what she was plotting. But in the end, I didn't hope she would make such a big mistake. Small daily pranks might be fine. But if Tran Lang Tuet really made a big mistake, it would be too late to regret it. And the only thing I can do now is to walk by her side every day, trying to convey to her the beauty of this world. At least, I have to let her know how many years she will be punished for intentional injury. If we have money, we can do whatever we want, but everything has a limit. Above that limit, she can live comfortably with the money. When she reaches the limit, she will have to eat at the government's restaurant. After all, Tran Lang Tuet was the one who gave me the $1 million villa. I sincerely hope that nothing happens to her. 2 days passed very quickly. When the class president announced that our class would be organizing a group activity, I could guess what Tran Lang Tuet was planning. I quickly pulled Tran Lang Tuet and asked, "Are you organizing the group activity?" She nodded, calmly playing with her nails. When I first told the class president, he absolutely refused. Then how did you convince him? I was quite curious. Tran Lang Tuet's expression was calm, just throw money at it. Just a few short words made me realize how domineering this woman in front of me really was. The location of the group activity was set on a mountain in the suburbs. Chen Lingxue had spent a large sum of money, buying dozens of tents in one go, this time planning to stay on the mountain for 2 days. And before going up the mountain, I had informed Chen Jiang. There was no other way. Chen Jiang had really given me too much. His only request was that I had to take care of Chen Lingxue, and that everything related to Qi Wen had to be reported to him in advance. To put it bluntly, it was to prevent his sister from being disadvantaged. This was completely in line with what I had thought. Doing one thing and getting 2 parts of the money, everyone knew what to do. But in the end, I had overestimated Chen Lingxue. Maybe because the real war was still a few years away, so the main characters were still too immature. Among them, the evil female supporting character Chen Lingxue was still in the process of growing up. So the plan she came up with was to first dig a big hole in the forest, then lure Nie Jiang in, let her fall into the big hole and lie there all day. Then let everyone see her miserable appearance. It was a success, hitting Nie Jiang in the face. But since she was young, Nie Jiang grew up in the countryside, surrounded by mountains. The roads people had walked on were more than the amount of rice Chen Lingxue had eaten. So when Chen Lingxue told me that she had successfully lured Nie Jiang into the trap area, I was still skeptical. After all, Nie Jiang had the aura of a protagonist. How could she be so easily bullied by the evil female supporting character? Perhaps Chen Lingxue wanted to see Nie Jiang have bad luck so much that she dragged me there. Then we got lost together. I had never climbed this mountain before, and the trees in the forest were all the same, and I didn't recognize them at all. At first, Qinling Xue firmly told me that she knew the way, but after walking around a circle, her eyes were dazzled. "Bei, why are all the trees the same?" she asked. She cried. After that, we both fell into the trap. For a moment, I didn't know whether to hit Qinling Xue or praise her. The trap was very big, and the hole was also very deep. If no one came to save us, we definitely wouldn't have been able to climb out by ourselves. But there was also a layer of grass in the hole. I asked her. Qinling Xue rubbed her nose, feeling a little embarrassed. "This hole is a bit deep, although I don't like Nie Jiang, I also don't want her to lose her life. Therefore, the soft grass could protect Nie Jiang, preventing her from falling too hard when she fell. But I still sprained my ankle. In order to protect the young lady beside me, my injured ankle made me break out in a cold sweat." She was flustered, and there was a hint of self-reproach in her eyes. "Are you hurt? Isn't that obvious?" Qinling Xue also knew that I was injured because I was protecting her, so she was always by my side. Seeing me sweating in pain, she quickly comforted me. "It doesn't hurt, it doesn't hurt. When we go out, I'll buy you a lot of clothes and jewelry, the kind with diamonds, okay?" I immediately felt that my leg no longer hurt. My waist also felt much better. I could even stand up and do a set of martial arts. So I boldly suggested, "I don't like diamonds, can I exchange them for gold?" I always felt that gold was more valuable. Although diamonds were beautiful, they were somewhat frivolous and impractical. It was better to save some gold, which would definitely come in handy in the future. Qinling Xue's self-reproach gradually disappeared, and she raised her hand and patted my shoulder. Okay, I'll exchange it all for you. Do you want me to give you a gold bar?" I immediately stuck my head out. "Is that okay?" She was stunned. Then she immediately nodded generously. "Of course. You were injured after all while saving me, so giving you 10 gold bars wouldn't be a problem. Indeed, rich people are really generous in their words. But I really like it." My saliva couldn't help but flow from the corner of my mouth. After all, this was the pit I personally dug. It was also the place I fell into. So Tran Lang Tuet knew better than anyone that calling to the sky in this place was not enough to reach the sky, calling to the earth was not enough to help. Even more so, we could not hope for our classmates on the other side of the camp. Worst of all, the signal on the mountain was very poor, we could not even make phone calls. Now we could only hope for Tran Tri Duong. Before going up the mountain, I had texted him. He said he would come over tonight after finishing work. By then, if he could not contact anyone, combined with the information I had sent him, he would definitely guess that something had happened to Tran Lang Tuet and I. Tran Lang Tuet and I sat next to each other in the hole. Neither of us spoke. In the world of this book, it was a standard sweet novel. I almost didn't need to read the whole book to guess the plot behind it. But there was one thing that I still didn't know the reason for. That was... Xiao Shui, why do you like Chiwen so much? Just because of friendship from childhood to adulthood? Childhood friends, and then liked for more than 10 years? When I mentioned Chiwen, Qinling Xue glanced at me warily, as if worried that I would also like it. Do you think it's possible? I smiled on the outside but didn't smile on the inside. Normally, when I saw Chiwen, my eyes were filled with hatred. It couldn't be more obvious. Finally, Qinling Xue understood, and then began to tell me the best memories she had hidden in her heart. That year, he was 7 years old, I was 6 years old. We went back to our hometown together. He was like an older brother, always protecting me. That year, the plum blossoms were falling. He said he was my guardian angel. Maybe it was a mistake from the beginning. Me. I couldn't help but roll my eyes. Get to the point. Only then did Tran Lang Tuet cough twice to clear her throat, then point to the leaves above her head. When I was playing in the woods in the countryside, it was drizzling that day, and then I don't know what happened to the tree above my head. Water fell from it and soaked my head. I was standing there crying, then Mr. Van fell from the sky, held my hand and led me to change clothes. On the way, he even coaxed me, gave me a lollipop, and said that he would protect me forever. So, she fell in love from then on? Chen Lingxue smiled shyly. I was soaked to the skin, crying miserably. Only brother Wen protected me. So at that time I swore that when I grew up I would definitely marry him. I didn't say anything. I didn't have any opinion. For me, if there was such a boy protecting me when I was young, then many years later I wouldn't even remember his name. Perhaps the time and place were too special. Chen Lingxue only had eyes for Qi Wen. It's just a pity that she wasn't the female lead. She would never be able to become Qi Wen's lover. This was definitely a love that would have no result. Therefore, from the beginning I didn't think about matchmaking her with Qi Wen. It was impossible to go against the will of heaven. There was already a mutual attraction between the male and female leads. Any intimacy would just be a stepping stone. Chen Lingxue would become the evil female supporting character in the book. We also chatted about other things. When the moon was high above the tree branches, we finally heard Tran Triduong calling out. "This is my brother. My brother really fell from the sky to save me." Chen Lingxue stood up from the ground, smiling so much that wrinkles appeared at the corners of her eyes. "Brother, we're here. Chen Jiang had successfully saved me and Chen Lingxue. This time, Chen Lingxue had originally planned for someone else, but ended up bringing disaster upon herself. When Ye Qiang came to this area and saw the trap, she realized that something was wrong. But at that time, she didn't think much of it, thinking that it was a trap left by someone nearby who was hunting. So she didn't fall into the trap. The person who dug the trap fell into the hole. As for me, I was just an unlucky person. My ankle was severely sprained, and when I rolled up my pants, a large red swelling could be seen. Chen Jiang didn't say much and carried me up. "This place isn't easy to walk, I'll carry you out." Chen Lingxue also nodded. After all, I was injured while protecting her. Of course she didn't want me to leave any after effects. Chen Jiang carried me down the mountain. I leaned against his chest, and he looked down at me. "Thank you this time." Chen Jiang's voice was very light, so light that a gust of wind could blow it away. I shook my head. "You should be thanking me for saving you from the trap." Chen Jiang glanced at his younger sister who was bowing her head beside him, and let out a soft humph. Some people think they're smart, but in the end they make things difficult for themselves. Chen Lingxue knew she was wrong, and didn't dare say a word. She held back her anger. When she went down the mountain, Chen Lingxue saw a dog barking at her, and she couldn't help but kick it. After that, Chen Lingxue was bitten by a dog. In the end, Chen Lingxue and I were lying on the hospital bed. She cried, and I cried too. She was bitten by a dog and had to get several injections. The needles were as big as skewers. Chen Lingxue cried miserably. Chen Jiang smiled, and poked Chen Lingxue's face with his finger. "Let's see if your feet are still itchy." As for me, I only sprained my ankle. The doctor applied some medicine to me and told me not to do any strenuous activities for a few days. If I could lie down, I should not stand. However, I did not need to be hospitalized for this minor injury. Tran Triduong took me home himself. This Princess Carrie style has fulfilled all my girlish dreams. When he saw my seemingly old thatched cottage, Tran Triduong frowned. "Do you live here alone?" I nodded. Although the god of wealth Tran Lang Tuet had said that he would give me $1 million villa, the transfer of the house could not be done quickly. So I still live here now. Tran Tri Duong seemed to be thinking, then put me on the bed, and continued to say, I will change the house for you in a while, you are a girl, it is not safe here. I was so embarrassed. Can I ask for a big villa with a swimming pool? I suppressed my excitement and obediently thanked her. Tran Lang Tuet stood by the side without saying anything. Occasionally she looked out the door, I guessed that she wanted to see Tay Van again. Tran Tri Duong was in no hurry to leave, sitting by the bed peeling an apple for me. Tran Lang Tuet pulled a chair and sat next to me playing with her phone. Before Tran Tri Duong could finish peeling the apple, Neep Kwang arrived. The team building on the mountain had an accident, the biggest god of wealth had also fallen into the trap, so the class president naturally did not dare to let his classmates take the risk anymore, so he packed up and went down the mountain that night. Nie Jiang and I both lived in this area. Before the original owner had become Chen Lingshua's lackey, the relationship between me and the female lead was not too bad. Actually, the relationship is still fine now. So when Nie Jiang found out that I had sprained my ankle, she quickly came to visit. Then she saw Chen Lingxue in the house. Her beautiful eyebrows had not yet furrowed. Nie Jiang's eyes suddenly stopped on Chen Jiang, who was seriously peeling an apple. Oh, how could I forget this plot? As the female lead in the novel, before Nie Jiang confirmed her feelings for the male lead, she had always secretly admired a male god in her heart. I have not finished reading the novel, I only vaguely know that the idol in Nie Jiang's heart seems to also have the surname Chen. Now I saw Nie Jiang's eyes. Naked. Wasn't it the eyes that saw the male god in her heart? Chen Lingxue also realized that Nie Jiang kept staring at her brother, and immediately stood in front of her brother like a protector. What are you doing here? Hearing Chen Lingshue's question, Nie Jiang realized. Perhaps because the two brothers' faces had some similarities, she also recognized that the male god's younger sister was Chen Lingxue, the one who fought with her every day. I came to visit Bei Bei for a bit. I smiled at Nie Jiang. Chen Lingxue immediately glared at me. Finally, Chen Jiang finished peeling the apple, put it on a plate, and gave it to me, while lightly tapping his sister's head. Talk properly. After that, Chen Jiang stood up and walked towards Nie Jiang. Classmate Nie, long time no see. Chen Lingxue frowned, and immediately pulled her brother to ask, do you two know each other? It was indeed familiar. Nie Jiang grew up at the foot of the mountain since she was young, but her academic performance was excellent. From a young age, she had represented her school in many competitions. In a math competition, one of the judges was Chen Jiang. Nie Jiang carried her backpack to the big city to compete alone, and did not have much money, so she had to sit on the side of the road and eat dumplings. Chen Jiang saw Nie Jiang and personally brought her a meal, and always took care of her during the exam days. He even changed Nie Jiang to a more comfortable hotel to stay in. Therefore, the little girl Nie Jiang swore that she would definitely take the entrance exam to H City in the future, so that she could meet this big brother again. Now that she had really met him. But how could Nie Jiang have expected that he was Chen Lingshue's older brother? They were truly enemies on a narrow path. When Chen Lingxue learned about this relationship, she immediately held her older brother tighter. What? It's not enough that you stole Van, now you want to steal my real brother too? And at the current stage of the novel's development, Qi Wen secretly admired Nie Jiang. But at present, Nie Jiang did not like Qi Wen at all, at most it could only be said that they had feelings for each other, the two of them were only close because they had the same aspirations. Furthermore, it was also because Chen Lingxue often harassed them that they became increasingly close. In short, at this stage, Nie Jiang still had not forgotten the older brother she had always missed. Therefore, when they unexpectedly met again, Nie Jiang could not hide the emotions in her heart. She was both happy and scared. Qinling Xue turned her head to look at me, and immediately pulled Nie Jiang out. She did not forget to lock the door. Inside the house, I could still hear Qinling Xue's boasting, "My brother still has a lot to say to Bei Bei. I don't have time to see you right now." As for Chen Jiyang, who was involved, he could only smile helplessly at his younger sister's childish actions, then continued to sit next to me and watch. "Forgot to give this to you." He took out of his pocket a long, delicately wrapped box. I glanced at him. Tran Tri Duong smiled, "A birthday present to make up for you." How embarrassing. I wanted to refuse, but when I saw the sparkling necklace, I swallowed it back. Too expensive. Too much money. Too much money. I really like gifts from rich people. "Thank you, Tri Duong." I obediently thanked him. He raised his eyebrows and smiled, took my wrist, turned my hand over, and placed the box in my palm. Actually, this action was somewhat intimate. But at that time, all I could think about was the sparkling necklace, emitting the smell of money. So when the door opened, Tran Lang Tuet saw her brother holding my wrist, and smiled smugly. She didn't forget to pull Nip Kwang standing at the door in. "Look, those two are really a good match." Her words were ambiguous. Nip Kwang's face was clearly not good to look at. Tran Tri Duong glanced at me, then slowly let go of his hand. Then he stood up and walked towards his sister, raised his hand and lightly tapped Tran Lang Tuet's head. "Sorry. My sister was just bitten by a dog and got a shot in the head. She's a little bit lacking in intelligence." Me? Pfft. I couldn't help but laugh out loud. After facing Tran Lang Tuet's resentful gaze, I tried my best to suppress my smile. Ever since she learned that Nie Jiang's male god was her brother, Qinling Xue began to secretly prepare a grand plan. Even if my brother is ugly, I can't let anyone harm him casually. Ugly? I glanced at Qinling Xue, feeling that she seemed a little blind. It was obvious that Chen Jiyang was handsome to the point of being heartbreaking. Qinling Xue touched her chin, looking profound. "Or, how about you be my sister-in-law?" She looked me up and down, her smile somewhat sly. "Let's work together to make Nie Jiang cry. It can be considered revenge." What a good idea. Selling out her brother was just to make things difficult for her love rival. Wouldn't it be better for her to matchmake her brother with her love rival, then take the opportunity to get with the male lead herself? The sycophantic lackey in the novel, Lin Beibei, also tricked Qinling Xue like this. In the end, she couldn't get the man, and her brother was also disappointed in her. So I firmly kept my mouth shut. This led to a very serious consequence. That night, Qinling Xue invited me to dinner at a newly opened restaurant. I heard that the chef had returned from abroad and was extremely skilled. My biggest hobby, besides money, was eating. Naturally, I couldn't refuse this good opportunity. In order to be worthy of the 5-star style, I specially dressed myself up a bit. When I arrived at the restaurant, I didn't see Qinling Xue anywhere, but instead saw her brother sitting at the dining table. As soon as I saw him, I guessed Qinling Xue's intention. While I was standing there thinking about what to do next, Chen Jiyang stood up and walked in front of me. With Xia Xue's calculations, she will definitely suffer a great loss in the future. After he finished speaking, he pressed my shoulder to let me sit down on a chair. "Since we're here, let's have a good meal. After all, we've already spent money, it would be a waste not to eat." These words really moved me. After all, I had come here, and I also knew what Qinling Xue would do. Even if I cooperated, it definitely wouldn't affect the main plot of the story. So I sat down and enjoyed the meal, enjoying the luxury of being able to eat half a car. It's just that I was still a little embarrassed. Although I didn't have much experience, I could clearly tell that this was a candlelight dinner. The atmosphere in the entire restaurant was ambiguous. If we happened to look up while eating and our eyes met, combined with the atmosphere of the restaurant, I always felt that it could create a bit of a spark of love. My heart was pounding. Candlelight dinner, good wine, and delicious food. The man in front of me was so handsome that it made me flutter. In this situation, if I didn't have any feelings, I might as well be a piece of wood. I ate a meal without any taste. Occasionally I glanced at Tran Tri Duong's face. Modern people, greedy for money and lustful. As for greedy for money, I had nothing to be afraid of. As for lustful, I had a goal. I just didn't know if I could seduce him. But I didn't continue to think about this. If I could only choose between greedy for money and lustful, I would still firmly choose the former. As long as I had money, I could even raise a bunch of young men in the house in the future. Thinking through this, I continued to enjoy the delicious food on the table. While I was eating, I saw Nie Jiang barging in without knowing the situation, and without having to think, I knew what would happen next. Tran Lang Tuet seemed very arrogant. She was almost wagging her tail in the air. Outside the glass door, Tran Lang Tuet stood with her hands on her hips, not paying attention to anyone. Nie Jiang sat on the side of the road, his expression a little sad. I heard a voice echoing back, "Now that my brother has someone he likes, you should give up this idea soon." Nie Jiang, I absolutely will not allow you to become my sister-in-law. If there weren't arguments between us because you kept trying to steal brother one from me, perhaps the one sitting inside having a candlelit dinner today would be you. But you offended me, so that will never be possible. Seeing Tran Lang Tuet babbling a lot. According to the rules of the novel, she would soon be unable to speak. Chi Wen slowly walked from the corner of the street holding an umbrella, and immediately saw Nie Jiang looking sad. Chi Wen did not see Chenling Xue in his eyes. He half knelt in front of Nie Jiang, and softly coaxed her. Chenling Xue, who had been wagging her tail in the air just now ran into the restaurant with red eyes. "Brother, someone is bullying me." At this time, Chen Jiang had just finished eating his steak, and turned his gaze to me. "Are you full?" I nodded. He stood up, ignoring Chenling Xue, and walked in front of me. "I'll take you home first." Chenling Xue was abandoned, standing there with her hands on her hips. "Brother, did you forget something?" "Forgot something?" Chen Jiang glanced at her. "My dear sister." "Humph." Chen Jiang pulled me out of the restaurant without even turning back. After a long day of hustle and bustle, I took a shower and climbed into bed, preparing to have a good rest. But just as I was about to take out my phone to watch a video to relieve stress, I realized that I seemed to have left my phone in Tran Tri Duong's car. I got dressed and prepared to go out and borrow the phone. As soon as I opened the door, I saw Nip Kwang standing in front of the house. It was a bit rainy tonight, her hair was a bit wet, looking like she had been wet from the rain. "Can I come in and sit for a while?" I nodded. Then I turned around and poured Nip Kwang a cup of hot water. The weather was still a bit cold, and after getting wet from the rain, I had to quickly drink a cup of hot water to warm myself up. "I like Senior Tran."
Yeah.
I know. I knew that I was about to hear her talk about her painful unrequited love. Although I didn't like hearing other people complain, but there was no other way. After all, this woman standing in front of me was the future female lead, and I absolutely shouldn't make enemies unless it was necessary. All for a bright future. I was patient. Nie Jiang talked a lot. Somehow the topic turned to Chenling Xue. The first time I met her, I thought this girl was so beautiful, I wanted to be friends with her. Nie Jiang suddenly changed the topic, his face full of resentment. But because of Chi Wen, she often finds ways to cause trouble with me. Or else she uses money to throw me away, uses money to throw me away. Don't I have any self-respect? Me. I will give you that self-respect. Can you throw money at me? Nie Jiang was about to continue nagging, but the door was knocked. Taking this opportunity, I hurriedly went to open the door. I immediately saw the two Chen brothers standing in front of the door. Chen Lingxue waved at me. You forgot your phone, I brought it to you. While speaking, Chen Jiang handed me the phone. Then they saw Nie Jiang in my room. Nie Jiang had just talked about his unrequited feelings, and now that he saw the person he liked, at night was the time when he was most emotional, so he immediately couldn't control himself. Senior Chen, can I talk to you for a bit? Nie Jiang spoke naturally, as if he was determined to get an answer. After all, this was a sweet story, love was always the main topic. Chen Jiang stood there, the smile on his face very faint. Speak here. Even if I didn't have eyes, I could tell that Chen Jiang didn't have feelings for Nie Jiang. So he had absolutely no intention of giving her any chance. Chen Lingxue also rarely didn't open her mouth to tease, just standing by the side hugging her phone watching the excitement. Nie Jiang took a deep breath, her eyes staring at Chen Jiang. Senior, I've liked you for many years. So, do you like me? As expected of the female lead, confessing her feelings so simply and clearly. Chen Lingxue slightly frowned, it seemed that if her brother dared to agree, she would clench her fist and punch Chen Jiang to death. Chen Jiang smiled, then turned his head to look at me, then took a long stride towards me, grabbed my hand in front of everyone. Sorry, I already have someone I like. Doing so in this situation, everyone knew what he meant. I raised my head to look at Chen Jiang. I wanted to know if he was looking for an excuse to reject Nie Jiang or if he really liked me. Chen Jiang lowered his head, our eyes met. I'm not lying to you, I really like you. That's why I carried you down the mountain, peeled an apple for you, gave you a birthday present, and had a candlelight dinner with you. Does that mean I'm about to get rid of being single? But on the surface, I remained calm and didn't say a word. Nie Jiang shed 2 tears, then vigorously wiped them away with her sleeve. Then she turned around and walked out into the yard. Chen Lingxue followed behind with her phone in her hand and mocked, My brother doesn't like you, he already has someone he likes. While she was mocking, she saw Chiwen standing quietly beside her. Tonight. It would definitely be a sad night for Chen Lingxue. The current war situation was unclear. Chen Lingxue still hadn't given up on Chiwen. There was no other way, Chen Jiang had discussed with me to change the situation. After all, neither he nor I wanted to see Chen Lingxue become a bad person because of failed love. So we arranged a trip back to our hometown. Let the starting point of the vibration become the final stop of giving up. Under Chen Jiang's arrangement, Chen Lingxue, Chen Jiang, Nie Jiang, and Chiwen started their trip back home. Perhaps a change of environment would help her not be so stubborn. It was just a pity that before we left, we forgot to check the weather forecast. So, when the big storm was about to engulf us, we finally found a temporary thatched house. The thatched house was shaking in the wind and storm. The roof was still leaking water. Chen Jiang held me in his arms, Chiwen protected Nie Jiang. In the end, only Chen Lingxue was hurt. She hugged her drenched body, looking at Chen Jiang with sad eyes. Did you forget your sister by the Daming Lake? Chen Jiang raised his eyebrows, wiping the rain off my face. A sister is not as fragrant as a girlfriend. Chen Lingxue pouted, looking at Chiwen again. The person she had always missed, at this moment, only had Nie Jiang in her heart and eyes, not paying any attention to herself. Brother Van, you said before that you would protect me well, why didn't you keep your word? Tay Van's hand stopped. A hint of confusion flashed in her eyes. Chen Lingxue immediately exploded. She jumped to the ground and began to vividly describe the scene that had moved her at that time. I suddenly realized that this would be a great opportunity. In this dark and windy night, the storm outside was howling. Everyone seemed to be able to open up more, to talk freely, to release the knots in their hearts, to express their sincere feelings. Qiwen, Xiaoxue likes you because when she was little, she got wet from the rain on the tree. You took her home, helped her change her clothes, and said you would protect her forever. Have you forgotten all of this? Qiwen's eyes gradually became clear. The expression on his face was a bit difficult to describe, and then he began to tell the so-called truth. Xiaoxue, you got wet from the rain on that tree. I took you home, and yet you like me? Chen Lingxue nodded. Qiwen covered his face with both hands, seemingly not wanting to recall the past. But I kicked that tree. What? Except for me, everyone else looked surprised. Qiwen continued to explain, back then, I was young, really playful. At first, I followed others to fertilize the flowers, it was fun. Then I saw you standing under the tree, suddenly I got excited and secretly kicked the tree. The tree had just rained, just a shake and a lot of water fell down. You were soaked by the rain and cried miserably. I was afraid that my parents would find out and I would be beaten, so I quickly held your hand and took you to change clothes. At that time, I said a lot of words just to coax you, so that you wouldn't say anything about this. So the peach blossom rain in someone's heart was actually just a 7-year-old's joke. I glanced at Chen Lingxue. She was struck by lightning, standing still in place without moving. What did you just say? Qiwen replied, I just wanted to coax you, afraid of being beaten. The previous sentence. I kicked that tree, I deliberately teased you. No, the previous sentence. I followed someone else to fertilize the flowers. Chen Lingxue immediately exploded. She reached out and gently touched her face. Qiwen, you used your hand to fertilize my face. In the countryside, fertilizing plants and grass. In order to pursue nature and protect the environment, all natural products should be used. The stench. Then when she wiped her tears, Chen Lingxue reached out and started scratching towards Qiwen. I'm dirty. The old filter was broken. And because of the fertilizer, now Chen Lingxue can't see Qiwen at all. Every time she sees him, she thinks about how her face was touched by Qiwen's shit-covered hands. She just wants to die. I asked her, then do you still like Qiwen? Chen Lingxue buried her head in the pillow, and after a while, she raised her head to look at me. If one day you discover that your brother is a lazy, fat uncle who smokes, drinks, and picks his feet, that face is also fake, the filter is completely broken, will you still like him? Sorry. I was silent. I imagined that scene, suddenly feeling that I was still the greedy type. Actually, I was greedy because of beauty. I really couldn't imagine that. But the only good thing was that after the filter broke, Chen Lingxue was no longer immersed in Qiwen. The unreasonable hatred would also gradually disappear along with the love. Even though she could still frown coldly at Niejiang now, she definitely wouldn't plot against him. Chen Lingxue should have been a proud phoenix, but unfortunately, she was blinded by the glamorous world. She even wanted to fall on her own, just to receive a little attention from the person she liked. Now it's fine. Without Qiwen in her heart, she is still the same happy and carefree young lady. When I think about my years of wandering, I feel like I have no face to see other people. So, Chen Lingxue decided to travel abroad for a while. Chen Jiyang and I took her to the airport. After all, I had been her lackey for so long, and although this little fortune god scolded me every day, she had bestowed countless fortunes upon me. I still felt very reluctant to see Chen Lingxue leave. She pushed me away again, her face full of spirit. I'm not a simp lord, I want to go explore the world. As soon as she finished speaking, she carried her suitcase and walked inside. 1 step, 2 steps. Chen Lingxue stopped, looking blankly ahead. I followed her gaze forward. Oh, right. A young man wearing a white shirt, black pants, with a beautiful figure like a painting was walking over. Then he and Chen Lingxue passed each other. Chen Lingxue immediately put down her suitcase and followed him as if she had lost her soul. I hurriedly ran over to pull her back. Sister, the plane is about to take off. But she pushed me away with a serious face. My spring is coming, I have to seize this opportunity. Oh, that's great. Another love at first sight, not knowing where it will go. Chen Jiang held my hand. We slowly watched Chen Lingxue's back like that. Anyway, she didn't bother Chiwen, letting the male and female leads of this world be together. The rest would depend on our efforts. Do you think Xiaoxue can find the love she wants this time? Chen Jiang held my hand tightly. I don't know if she can or not. But I'm sure, I already have it. The sound of the boarding announcement rang out. The person I liked was right in front of me. I, the greedy and lustful person, could have both of them in this world. The end.